Sir, now the Indian interest. India has interests in both Iran and Israel. The emerging world, the contest is not good for the emerging world, and we all are aware about the impact it can have on the energy economy in particular, energy economy and the shipping economy. So that will affect trade. But that apart, Indian interests are very critical. Iran is critical to our plan to reach out to the Central Asia and Caucasian region, to Russia. And on this side, Israel is critical for the IMEC. Israel is also a strategic partner, kind of. We have a lot of strategic interests with Israel. Now, how should we position ourselves in this contest if this contest breaks out, if something big happens? Because there are unofficial reports about Iran is really preparing for a big strike, whatever that means. What do
I
you
think that, one thing is, in my view, Iran will definitely do something. But how does it do? Whether it will be tit for tat, or whether it will be some other kind of situation, that we'll have to see how they react. Or they buy time and do that, because as of today, today's report clearly says that the Iranian government says that we are more for the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel than taking our revenge, which could also be some kind of obfuscation. But you know, they don't have to directly fight, as I said. They can. They have Hezbollah, and they will start showering missiles. So despite the Iron Dome, they'll have a lot of
I mean,
casualties
Iran
and
also has a
problems.
problem. It doesn't have many friends in the region, too many friends in the region, and these Hezbollahs and this axis of resistance are its friends. Its geopolitical
They
power
are in a way tools
tools. So it
in the
cannot
region. Yes.
just dump them.
So,
It has to stand by.
yes. No, it doesn't have dump. It can use them when it is a problem between Iran and Israel. Then they are meant absolutely. They are going to stand up for Iran and do the bidding for Iran. There's no doubt about it. Everybody knows about it. And but at the same time, what is Israel gaining out of it now by increasing it? By it is pushing United States once again in the region to help him save. Because if the United States tomorrow stops supplies of arms, today only they have given $3 billion or something like that. Now, if they stop supplying now, the economy has been affected very badly because 360,000 soldiers
I
or
think
the
money is
people who
not
are
the
the
bigger issue with Israel. I was looking at data. Israel is not the biggest recipient of American money, but it is the arms and other supplies which matter.
yes, arms are plus $14
Support,
billion
support,
is not a joke.
the
You see,
support.
they need money, and today they need more. Army military equipment, they get the latest, plus their own technology is super. There's no doubt about it. They're technological leaders themselves. But at the same time, what is happening here is they get this money, and now today, when you are in the war situation, you have 360,000 people who are supposed to be working on your technological things. They are all deployed in the forces fighting these wars. Now, the war expands, then you'll need to have more people. Now, they're trying to get these ultra Orthodox Jews into it, and there is a protest against that. They don't have enough people to fight and enough people to man the industry. So it will have a compounding impact, which it is showing already. But that can still be managed by the United States and by other Western countries. Coming to India, you see, for us, Israel is our strategic partner. There is no doubt about it. Israel has always stood with India. There is tremendous support for Israel per se within India. We have defense and security as our main things. But that does not mean we blindly support Israel's invasion or punishment that it is doing, or for that matter, the expansion of the settlements. India has voted in the United Nations against Israeli settlements, all through. We have always maintained the policy that there should be a two-state solution, viable solution through dialogue and diplomacy. So Palestine an issue is something that has been a sacrosanct part of our foreign policy all through. And India has stood irrespective of the governments. On the other hand, we have dehyphenated our policies. That we have relations with Iran, we have relations with Saudi Arabia, we have relations with Palestine, and we have the relations for with Israel. So each relationship is standing on its own. Now, Iran is our civilizational partner, strategic partner. We, under the US sanctions, we had to discontinue importing oil from there.
Right.
But we have Chabahar port, which is a strategic port which provides us access to Afghanistan and to Central Asia and to the Caucasus. And that's very important for us. Also, having Iran as a friend is important to us for many other reasons as well. Israel remains our friend. So that's not a cancelling out relationship. That one, you can't have only one or the other. That's not true. When they during Dr. Pezeshkian's swearing-in ceremony, we had our minister Gadkari who was there. We had recently taken over the port for 10 years, the Chabahar port, which is a part of the international north-south transport corridor, which is going up to Russia and beyond, to Europe. We also proposed this new, another corridor during the G20 meeting, which is IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor that you referred to. Now, that one is now under the docks because of the Israel-Hamas war. So once the war goes over, then only things will go beyond. Today, India and UAE are continuing to work on the, I would say, infrastructural part of it. But we need to do many
UAE
other
is
things.
also our third largest trade partner.
That's right. And Saudi Arabia, the fourth. So that trade corridor has to pass through all these countries and go up to Greece.
Right.
So that is currently, in my view, nothing much is happening on that, except between India and UAE. That's continuing. So we are interested that, number one, the war does not escalate. Number two, that this ends as quickly as possible. And number three, negotiations for some kind of a two-state solution start. India personally will be impacted if there is an expansion and escalation of war for 3-4 reasons. Number one is economy. We had a lot of investments and this trade, and as we mentioned. Number two is energy security. And number three is expatriates. We have 9.5 million Indians living there. If there is a war happens, with the conflagration all over, then Indians will get caught in that. So that will be a very major challenge and disaster.
The economy of Kerala will go bust.
Yes. Kerala and also, I mean, to evacuate them, to bring them and all that, it's not easy. They're remitting about $50 billion a year to India, which is about 1/10 of your foreign exchange reserves.
Right.
So they are important. Then you have these links, trading maritime links, trade routes. They will get impacted, like it has been done by the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea. So it is for India, economic growth, safety, security. The stability and security of West Asia is very, very important.